Hi folks, welcome. I am your happy healer for president, Keith Landy. I'm so humbled to be here with you today, as I always am. I am so thankful for this platform. It takes a patient, loving heart to have a platform to be able to speak, and today I was reminded in court exactly why that's true. You know, it doesn't matter that I'm a lover. And it doesn't matter that there are so many lovers, and that all we ever want to do is to be able to be free in our love and to be able to create a world that is just wonderful. One we can say it is a life worth living in our time. It's so important. Many people are without that. I am humble in all of that. Today, I'm going to be talking about tonight. This is just a short cast to come on and let you know a few updates. Specifically, as it's headlined, it says, my judge in this case, which is Judge Jackson. Well, she's not my judge anymore because she dismissed the case, but it's okay. I love Judge Jackson. She's great. And, Neil Paulson, we know who he is. He is somebody who really lets that greed in. It's unfortunate, and so we'll talk about that. And tonight, we don't want to get into so much of this hot air. This is what all of what they're doing is. It's what Neil did today. Although he's heard, somehow or another, that greed gets in there and it can be heard. And it's so short and quick and speaks, and it's lies, but it speaks to the current truth. It sounds like a truth, but it's a lie. And that's where love has the hardest time breaking through. But that's why I say, lovers, if you want to love, you're not free to love in this society. You better make an environment where you can love and you can do it openly, where when that greed comes in to try and kill your love, it'll kill your essence. It'll do its very best at doing exactly that. Your only hope then, my friends, my fellow Americans, and I say this with heart and truth, and that is you need to record your experiences. Record them, know them, speak them, say them with the truth that they respect, show that truth to others, and tonight, that's what we're doing. Tonight. And it might be a reoccurring theme this week. I have to get back into the courts. All of this is about running for president for me. That's why I'm selling my home, so that I can take that money and put it towards this run. But that greed itself is such a strong force that the entire world, the courts, the laws, the systems, and everything is to back that greed. It charges it up. It says this is the right way to go. And that humanity in the meantime is losing itself. And that's why this campaign has important people who realize and know, wow, this is one of America's children who gets it. That's what they say. And they say even the rich ones get it because they realize that love is a life worth living. And that when you have love and a system of love, even those greedy people get so much more. Even the greedy people. So let me say this with humility. Let me say this with my humble heart, if I ever had one. And this is even true for Neil. I love you. I love you. Judge Jackson, I didn't get a chance in court to say my open statement. You wouldn't allow me. But I said, please come to the channel. Please come and realize my actual truth that you won't let me share here. Please. And then know that when you see people in front of you, Judge, sometimes they're people like me, the happy healer. We give so much respect to authority, and we realize and appreciate the version of life you experience too, from your perception and the kinds of things you see. I'm sure it makes your life make a lot of sense. Let's put it like that. I don't doubt your intentions. I don't doubt your willingness to do good. And today, when you thought I was a liar about having a buyer for my home, I don't doubt that you really believe that based on your perceptions. But Judge Jackson, you are wrong. I have a buyer for my home. We have been trying so hard to atone this situation so that I can give the gift of love in my candidacy, so that I can give the gift of that love transformed by selling my home and then giving that too towards this mission. That is so much more than the man that actually, whether you intended to or not, helped today, that greed. Although you also helped me. I know that what you were speaking to when you said, okay, you have jurisdiction in this court. Maybe that could be seen as helping me. I understand that. It's not the way it sounded in court, of course. The way it sounded in court, I'm sure, was, and probably not by error, was that you wanted Neil to feel that he was getting something. This is a man who doesn't really need to feel he's getting too much anyways. He's already got so much, and what he has been stolen, and so much of it. When you see that somebody is willing to take from the least of these, they're the bottom feeders. They'll take even from, like me, for example. All I have is my home. This is where my mom died, and that I've made my payments, and I do right, and that's still not enough for Neil. That 10 years ago, I borrowed $20,000 against Neil, of $15,000 of which I received. The other $5,000 was in closing costs. Fast forward almost 10 years later, here we stand. I have already paid this man well over $40,000, and I still owe on this note $27,000, and somehow that's right in America. That's right. That's the truth. That's the way it should be. Really? I've paid this loan back and then some. But that's besides the point. I understand when you sign on the dotted line, you go by what that is. How come that's not good enough for Neil is what I ask. Why isn't that arrangement good enough? It's because he never gave that money with the expectation of just getting paid back. Today, Judge, when you asked the Neil Paulson that I seen, and I looked at him because I was curious to know the answer, it had nothing to do. I already knew he was going to say lies. But you asked him, why then wouldn't you just want to get paid to move on? It's because he wants to steal my home. It's what he's been doing. It's how he's made his living. And you can tell this is the truth because the guy's already stole $21.4 million from veterans, of which he pocketed some $1 million out of that, and then he had to pay back that money. And so you got to tell me, why would he not then go further and take from little old me, especially when in the face of law he can get away with it? Look, I can say all day the truth. Who cares, honestly? Judge, who cares? Who cares? Who cares that I'm getting hurt? I'm just your happy healer. I love, and I'm just your happy healer, love. I'm okay. You could just make me a victim. Greed can. It's okay. It's the experience of the American people, Judge. It's the experience that we're all having. That's why I love to say, you know what? It's okay. I don't have to have my victory here because we'll have a larger victory. We'll have a victory of knowledge and of truth. And so that's the victory that I'm clamoring for, that I love for, that I want. I would give up all of everything I have in the assets to see my neighbors happy and not so angry at each other and loving. It concerns me that someone like Neil can go into the system and hurt and take and be a bottom feeder and steal from people, and that there is an avenue for him to do that still, even after he has already stole $21.4 million from veterans. It's local, it's large, it's national, it's on the news. USA Today, the Orlando Sentinel, all the same, covered this story, and yet he is still out free to make your happy healer, who is now trying to atone this kind of greed, that this man is free to actually take the dream from the people. Think about it. Judge Jackson, think about that. All due respect, and I love. I don't know what else to do then. And you know, I said I don't think you understand the full story, Judge. And I say that again with my humble heart, because I've been doing this for 5 months and I've seen you and I've wanted to tell you, but I don't have the ability to speak anytime. And today I tried. I tried today. Not a good idea for Miss Judge Jackson, and I learned that. I won't ever try that again. Speaking up sometimes is a bad idea, even when you're right to do so. So, Judge, the reason you don't know all this stuff is because I can't speak up in your court. I've tried. And I'll continue to speak up on my own show. So that's why I say, if you're a lover in this world, the best thing you could do is to speak to the truth to people in your area, around the world, even on the internet, and to let your love shine, to record your experiences, because they say you're a liar. They say you're a liar. And where do you come back from that? Because they are the liars. Make no mistake about it. They are propping up greed. They don't want to own their own shame for having taken the part that they took in propping up that greed that they do over and over and over and over again. Isn't that right? That's the real truth, and that it's a deep truth, and we have to work together in that because we all share in that greed. That greed is the system of greed. It's the greed that takes and never gives. And that, my friends, my fellow Americans, is the reason why you're happy and humble, true to the challenge, happy healer is running for President of the United States, and that is why tonight we shall atone this situation in full, and I do mean stunning detail. Whatever I miss tonight will go back on tomorrow night. If I miss something then, we'll continue to go on until this story is told in its complete detail, involving Neil Paulson, my time in the court with Judge Jackson so that she's aware of what's happening, because I said today I really don't think you're fully aware, and I love. And I live a life of loving, and I give everything I have to that love. But people don't do that. So how can you blame anybody for not believing that? She said, I'm not going to believe you have your house sold for what you said you have it sold for, which is $100,000. And I've had even people even still wanting it more. Unless this guy is on the stand saying right here, he's ready to go. I'm not listening to you, Mr. Landy, unless you do that. That's no problem. We could do that. We can have him on the show even. The only thing holding us back, Judge, is the fact that I need this lien removed. Why would you think that when I still have this lien outstanding? It makes it impossible for me to move forward. Greed is coming at me from every direction, from Neil and from this way and from that way. And then all I'm trying to do is stop the Yellow Book, who's also greed, trying to take whatever they can take from this situation. And all I'm trying to do is gift this love, my dreams, and the dreams of so many others, to the people, Mayor, not Mayor, Judge and Mayor. I'm sure you're still listening. I want to see you this week, Mayor Demings. And so we're working so hard. And if we're not allowed to do that, then why? It's all in love. And we go so far as we can, and we're bold in that love, and we're humble. Love allows you to go hard and strong up to the line, and you say, where's that line of scrimmage, that line of truth? Where can I go, and how far can I go to be a good person and still do what's right? Where am I allowed to go to? You know, our freedoms are under attack. We're in freedom warfare in this country. We have to pull back with the insanity, and greed is taking so much from each and every one of us, and it won't stop until every last lover like me is long gone, and all that's left is greed and hell, until all that's gone and there'll be nothing left. What greed wants is void. What greed wants is oblivion. What greed wants is nothingness. Some people, the Jehovah's Witnesses, they teach and pray and say that when you go to hell, it is nothingness. That black void of nothingness. That's what they say. Well, I'll say to you then, Jehovah's Witnesses, those of you who actually wear in God's name, Jehovah, I say to you, that greed, and it's not easy. My brother was a Jehovah's Witness before he passed. I'm going to end it on this note for now. Main thing is I want you to know that tonight I'm going to be back on with all this information and more moving into the week. It's very important that I also have a lot of other work to do that we're just keeping up to the task. So tune in for that for my normal supporters, and for everybody else who are catching up, it'll also be on the site. But realize, greed is evil in my view. And to the Jehovah's Witnesses, you think that hell is nothing. Don't you know that's what greed wants? Nothing. That's what hell is. Don't you see the connection between all of these things? I do, very clearly. Don't you see that love is life? That it creates everything and that greed takes from it? Greed makes nothing, takes all, and then acts like it was the one who made it when really love made it. People walk around saying, oh, I'm self-made. There is no self-made human being in God's world. We are an interdependent species relying on love of each other to get anywhere. The fact that I have this speaker is the fact that somebody invented it. Love did that, not greed. Love is the mother of invention. You better believe that, together with necessity. And then comes that greed and steals from it, monopolizes it, takes it all for itself. Remember, greed was the only way we could get through in a capitalistic society from back then up until the technological age. But remember, we have a civilized society. That civilized society now is becoming less civilized and more angry. That's what anger does. It's a part of that family of greed and hell. That thing that Neil operates in has no care. And that's why we're losing even when we should be winning. And with a Landy presidency, we will put all of that behind us. We will bring in a great new age of redemption for even people like Neil, who have taken from your happy healer and so many others, who have indeed taken from them. Perhaps they died. Because when you take every essence of a man's soul, and that's what people believe their money is, I certainly don't believe that, but I know that might have friends that believe that, then they kill themselves. That's what the people with Enron have done. That's what the people with Bernie Madoff have done. And Neil Paulson, that, sir, is what you dish out to people. How can you live with yourself, sir? Tonight we shall have the facts. We will bring up the news reports. We will bring up the facts that accompany them. I will show you in my court. I show my own life and I'm proud of it. I bear myself. I would show every nick and cranny of me because that is what love does, and it trusts. And I know that I'm a good guy. Despite the fact that those out there think I'm lying, or those over here think I have it wrong, I'm assuring you I have exactly the right prescription. It's humility together with love, together with the unbiased truth we all see, knowing that greed is pushing us all towards oblivion and hell, that egocentric way about each one of us that says, no, I'm right and you're wrong. I know that this is wrong. I know that we have to do better. I love you in the attempt to make you better. Please accept that the messenger is only here to do that, not to hate on that messenger, that it takes a bold and courageous person indeed to be that messenger. I love you, and I will continue loving you, no matter how hard it breaks my heart, no matter how many people want to come in and destroy that, I will do it. That is what I have proven in my life, and that's what makes me most qualified to become President of the United States of America, I contend.